I'm 106 years old, and every single morning, without fail, I open my eyes at 5 o'clock. No alarm clock, no pills, no secret supplement from some exotic corner of the world. Just me, waking up before the sun, ready to face another day. And here's the thing that drives every doctor, every nurse, every young person who visits me absolutely crazy. They can't explain it. They run their tests, they check my blood, they look at my charts, and they shake their heads. They ask me what my secret is, and when I tell them, they don't believe me. So let me tell you something they never will. Let me tell you what I've learned in 106 years of waking up. My name is Harold, though most people these days just call me Pop. I was born in 1920 in a small farming town in Ohio. I've buried 2 wives, 3 of my closest friends, and 1 of my sons. I've seen the Great Depression, World War II, men walking on the moon, and now I watch my great-grandchildren talk to little devices in their pockets. I've seen more than most people could imagine, and I've lived longer than I ever thought possible. And every morning at 5 o'clock I get out of bed. My legs are slow now, sure. My hands shake a little when I pour my coffee, but I get up. And that simple act, that decision to rise, has taught me more about life than any book ever could. When I was 34 years old, I almost died. It was a Tuesday in March of 1954, and I was working at the steel mill like I had for years. There was an accident. A beam fell, and I was underneath it. I remember lying there on that cold concrete floor, looking up at the ceiling, thinking this was it. This was how Harold would meet his end. And you know what went through my mind? It wasn't my job. It wasn't the money I hadn't saved. It wasn't the promotion I didn't get. It was my wife, Dorothy, and the way she laughed when I told bad jokes. It was my son, Robert, who was only 7 years old and still believed his father could fix anything. That's what I thought about. The people I loved. The moments I had taken for granted. I survived that accident with a broken back and 3 cracked ribs. The doctors said I might never walk again, but I did. I walked because I had to. I had a life waiting for me. And that's when I made a decision that changed everything. I decided that every single morning I would wake up on purpose, not just open my eyes because the night was over. But wake up with intention. Wake up because I chose to. You see, most people don't understand what morning really is. They think it's just the beginning of another day, another series of tasks, another set of problems. But morning isn't just time. Morning is a choice. Every single day you have a choice. You can wake up and let the day happen to you. Or you can wake up and decide what kind of day it's going to be. For 72 years now, I've chosen the second option. And that choice, that tiny little choice you make before your feet even touch the floor, that's the secret. That's what the doctors can't measure with their machines. Now let me tell you about 5 o'clock. 5 in the morning is a sacred hour. The world is quiet. The phones aren't ringing. Nobody wants anything from you yet. It's the only hour of the day that truly belongs to you. When I wake up at 5, I don't rush. I sit on the edge of my bed for a few minutes. I feel my feet on the floor. I notice that I'm still here, still breathing, still alive. Do you have any idea what a gift that is, to be alive? At 106, I can tell you it never gets old. That feeling of realizing you've been given another day. When you're young, you think you have unlimited mornings. You hit snooze. You roll over. You waste the quiet hours sleeping off the night before. But I'm telling you something now, and I need you to really hear me. You don't have unlimited mornings. Nobody does. Every single sunrise is borrowed time. And when you start treating it that way, everything changes. After I sit on the edge of my bed, I walk to my kitchen. Slowly, yes, but I walk. I make myself a cup of coffee. Just black coffee, nothing fancy. And I sit by the window and watch the sky change colors. That's it. That's my morning routine. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But here's what's happening in that simple hour. I'm being grateful. I'm not checking a phone. I'm not reading bad news. I'm not letting the world's anxiety into my head before I've even had a chance to be at peace. I'm starting my day with stillness. And stillness, my friend, is the most underrated medicine in the world. Let me tell you about my second wife, Margaret. We got married when I was 68 years old, both of us widowed, both of us thinking our lives were mostly behind us. She was a firecracker, that woman, sharp as a tack and twice as funny. Margaret used to say to me, "Harold, you're the only man I know who treats morning like church." And she was right. For me, morning is sacred. It's where I meet myself. It's where I decide who I'm going to be that day. Margaret passed away in 2012, 13 years ago now. And I'll tell you, when she died, I almost stopped waking up at 5. What was the point? The house was empty. The coffee tasted bitter. The sunrise just reminded me that she wasn't there to see it. But one morning, about 2 weeks after she passed, I was lying in bed at 5:15, and I heard her voice. Not really, of course, but in my mind, clear as anything. She said, "Harold, get up. You're not done yet." So I got up, and I've been getting up ever since. The doctors, they look at my charts and they see numbers. Blood pressure, heart rate, cholesterol. They see an old man who should probably be in worse shape than he is. They ask me about my diet, and I tell them I eat whatever I want, just not too much of it. They ask me about exercise, and I tell them I walk to the mailbox every day, and sometimes, if I'm feeling ambitious, I walk around the block. They ask me about supplements and medications, and I tell them I take a few pills, nothing special. And then they look at me like I'm lying, like there has to be something I'm hiding. But I'm not hiding anything. The secret isn't in a pill. The secret is in how you think. Here's what 106 years has taught me about the human body. Your body will follow your mind. If your mind gives up, your body will too. If your mind decides that life is over, your body will believe it. But if your mind wakes up every morning with a reason, your body will find a way to keep going. My reason used to be my work. Then it was my family. Then it was Margaret. Now my reason is simpler. My reason is the sunrise. My reason is the coffee. My reason is the hope that maybe today I'll have a conversation with someone that means something. Maybe today I'll tell a story that helps someone. Maybe today I'll laugh at something. That's enough. That's more than enough. Let me tell you the truth about getting old. It's not what you think. Everyone worries about the wrong things. They worry about wrinkles and gray hair and forgetting names. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is watching the world move on without you. The hard part is realizing that the people you loved are gone, and the world you knew has disappeared. The hard part is staying relevant when everything has changed. But here's what I've learned. You don't have to understand the new world to be part of it. You just have to keep showing up. You just have to keep waking up. Every morning that I get out of bed, I'm voting for life. I'm saying yes to another day. And that yes, that daily yes, is the most powerful thing a human being can do. I had a great-grandson visit me last month. He's 22 years old, bright kid, but anxious about everything. He told me he's stressed all the time, can't sleep, can't relax, feels like he's running out of time. I looked at him and I said, "Son, you want to know how to stop feeling like time is running out? Start your day before the day starts you." He didn't understand at first, so I explained. If you wake up late and immediately start reacting, checking your phone, answering messages, rushing to work, you're not living your life. You're just responding to it. But if you wake up early, before anyone needs anything from you, you get to be in charge. You get to set the tone. You get to remember who you are before the world tells you who you should be. He tried it, just for a week. And he called me last Sunday and said, "Pop, I think you might be onto something. I don't know how many more mornings I have left. At 106, every day is a bonus round. But I do know this. I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'm going to sit on the edge of my bed and feel my feet on the floor. I'm going to walk to my kitchen and make my coffee. And I'm going to watch the sunrise like it's the first one I've ever seen. Because the secret to living a long life isn't in your diet, or your genes, or your doctors. The secret is choosing to show up every single day. The secret is treating every morning like a gift you don't deserve. Because that's exactly what it is. Now I want to ask you something. I want you to tell me in the comments, what gets you out of bed in the morning? What's your reason? I read every single comment, and I mean that. At my age, these conversations are precious. Your stories keep me company when the house gets quiet. And if something in what I said today touched you, if it made you think even a little bit differently about tomorrow morning, subscribe to this channel. Not for me. For the person you're going to be in 20 years. Give them a chance to learn what took me a century to understand. And if you know someone who's struggling right now, someone who's lost their reason to get up, share this with them. Share it before it's too late. Because sometimes, all it takes is hearing an old man talk about coffee and sunrises to remember that life is still worth showing up for. 5 o'clock is coming. The only question is whether you'll be there to meet it.